Greenland, the world's largest island, sits between the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans, a vast expanse of ice and rock perched at the top of the world. Its remote location and harsh climate have long made it seem distant from the world's major events, but that perception is rapidly changing. The island is mostly covered in a massive ice sheet, with only a thin ribbon of settlements along its rugged coast. Just 57,000 people call Greenland home, living in small, close-knit communities that have adapted to the extreme Arctic environment for generations. Politically, Greenland is a self-governing territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. While it manages its own domestic affairs, Denmark retains control over foreign policy and defense. This unique arrangement has shaped Greenland's identity and its relationship with the outside world. For much of the 20th century, Greenland was seen as a quiet outpost, important mainly for its military bases during the Cold War. But in recent years, the island has found itself thrust into the global spotlight as world powers compete for influence in the Arctic. In 2019, President Trump made headlines around the world by suggesting that the United States should buy Greenland. The proposal was quickly dismissed by both Danish and Greenlandic leaders, but it sparked a conversation about the island's value that has never truly gone away. Now in 2026, the debate has returned with even greater urgency. This time, it's not just about real estate or political posturing, it's about the future of the Arctic and who will shape it. Greenland's strategic value has made it a focal point for global powers. The United States, Russia, and China are all vying for influence, each recognizing that control over Greenland could mean access to new shipping routes, military advantages, and untapped resources. The island's location at the crossroads of the Arctic and Atlantic, combined with its vast reserves of minerals, rare earth elements, and potential oil and gas, have turned it into a geopolitical hotspot. As the ice melts, new opportunities and new risks are emerging. What happens in Greenland could shift the balance of power across the globe, affecting everything from global trade to military strategy and environmental policy. The people of Greenland now find themselves at the center of a high-stakes international contest, their future intertwined with the ambitions of faraway capitals and the shifting ice beneath their feet. This is a story of geography, power, and the future. A story that will shape not just Greenland, but the world. To understand why Greenland matters so much today, we need to look at its unique strategic position, the resources hidden beneath its ice, and the new realities of a warming Arctic. In January 2026, President Trump reignited the Greenland debate, surprising both allies and adversaries with his renewed determination. This time, he framed the issue not as a business deal or a diplomatic overture, but as a matter of urgent national security. Trump and his advisors argued that the rapidly changing geopolitical landscape demanded bold action. They cited national security as the driving force, emphasizing the need to protect American interests in the Arctic. He pointed to the growing presence of Russian and Chinese ships near the island, warning that foreign powers were seeking to expand their influence in the region. Greenland, he insisted, was essential for America's defense and for maintaining a strategic advantage in the Arctic. The White House quickly escalated its rhetoric, hinting at a range of options to bring Greenland under U.S. control, even raising the possibility of military action if necessary. The administration argued that the stakes were too high to ignore. This aggressive stance shocked European leaders, especially Denmark, which has long considered Greenland an integral part of its kingdom. Danish officials warned that any attempt to seize Greenland would threaten the very foundation of the NATO alliance and destabilize the region. The idea of a NATO member forcibly taking territory from another was unprecedented, raising fears of a rift within the alliance, and setting a dangerous new precedent for international relations. European leaders united in opposition, turning what began as a strange real estate story into a full-blown diplomatic crisis. The world's attention shifted to the Arctic, as tensions mounted between old friends and allies. The US now viewed Greenland not as a luxury or a curiosity, but as a necessity for national security. Military planners began to envision new bases, radar installations, and early warning systems on the island. The stakes had never been higher, with the Arctic rapidly becoming a new front in global competition. Control of the region meant access to vital shipping lanes, untapped resources, and a strategic military advantage. The debate over Greenland had shifted from curiosity to confrontation, with heated arguments erupting in diplomatic circles and government chambers on both sides of the Atlantic. America's oldest alliances were suddenly at risk, as trust between the US and its European partners began to erode. The future of transatlantic cooperation hung in the balance. The world watched anxiously as the US and its allies faced off over the future of the Arctic, with news outlets and analysts speculating about the potential for conflict. Greenland was no longer just a remote island. It had become a flashpoint in a rapidly changing world, its icy expanse now the center of global attention. The question now loomed larger than ever: who would control the gateway to the north, and what would it mean for the balance of power in the 21st century? Greenland's value is clear on any map. It's a massive outpost between North America and Russia, a landmass so vast it dominates the Arctic region. Its sheer size and position make it impossible to ignore for any nation with interests in the North Atlantic or Arctic. The island anchors the Giuk Gap, a vital choke point for naval movement between the Arctic and Atlantic. This narrow corridor is the gateway for submarines and warships, making it a strategic bottleneck that has shaped military planning for decades. For decades, the US and NATO have monitored Russian submarines here, keeping the Atlantic safe. The constant patrols and advanced sonar networks are a silent but crucial shield, ensuring that hostile forces can't slip through undetected. Climate change is melting Arctic ice, opening new shipping routes that pass right by Greenland. As the ice recedes, the once impassable Arctic is becoming a new frontier for global commerce, with ships now able to cut days off their journeys between continents. Control of these sea lanes means influence over future global trade. Whoever commands these waters will shape the flow of goods, energy, and resources between Europe, Asia, and North America. Greenland's location also makes it the front line for missile defense. Its vast open terrain is ideal for radar installations and early warning systems, providing a critical vantage point for monitoring threats from across the pole. The shortest path for Russian missiles to the US is over the North Pole, right across Greenland. This direct route means that any attack would be detected first by sensors and bases on the island. Early warning systems and interceptors based here could give the US precious minutes to respond to an attack. In a world where hypersonic missiles travel at incredible speeds, every moment of advance notice is vital. In missile defense, every second counts. The difference between safety and disaster can be measured in moments, making Greenland's role even more critical. Greenland's geography is its greatest asset, and the reason it's now a strategic prize. Its rugged coastlines and remote location offer both challenges and opportunities for those who seek to control it. The island is no longer just a frozen outpost, it's a critical shield for the West. Modern bases and advanced technology have transformed it into a linchpin of security in the Arctic. Whoever controls Greenland controls the Northern Gateway. Its influence stretches far beyond its icy shores, shaping the balance of power in the region. That's why the world's powers are paying attention. Greenland's future will help determine the fate of the Arctic, and perhaps the world. President Trump's push for Greenland is tied to the Golden Dome missile defense system, a massive project to shield the US from missile attacks. Inspired by Israel's Iron Dome, this system needs early detection and rapid response. Greenland is the perfect site for advanced radars and interceptors, positioned close to potential Russian launch points. Without Greenland, the Golden Dome would have a dangerous blind spot to the north. Full control over the island would let the US build and operate this shield without diplomatic hurdles. The administration sees Greenland as essential for America's security. The stakes: a secure homeland or a vulnerable northern frontier. For the White House, the choice is clear. Greenland is non-negotiable. The US has had a military presence in Greenland for over 80 years, centered on the Patuxent Space Base. This northernmost US installation houses powerful radars and a key airfield, vital for missile warning and Arctic operations. The base operates under a defense agreement with Denmark, a legacy of Cold War cooperation. Today only about 150 US personnel are stationed there, but the base remains a symbol of US-Danish partnership. Critics ask, if the US already has a base, why push for full control? The current treaty allows for military use, but the Trump administration argues it's not enough for the scale of the Golden Dome project. They fear relying on Denmark could mean delays or political obstacles. For decisive action, the administration wants ownership, not just access. The debate: diplomacy and partnership, or outright control. The answer could reshape America's Arctic strategy. Greenland's future may hinge on this choice. Beneath Greenland's ice lies a wealth of untapped resources, minerals and energy reserves critical to the global economy. Rare earth elements, essential for advanced technology and defense, are among the most valuable. China currently dominates this market, giving it leverage over the US. Access to Greenland's rare earths would break that monopoly and secure America's supply. The island may also hold vast oil and natural gas reserves, promising energy independence. For Washington, Greenland's resources are as important as its strategic location. Economic security and national security are now intertwined. Greenland is a prize for both. The US isn't alone in the Arctic. Russia and China are making bold moves. Russia is rebuilding military bases, deploying new weapons and asserting control over Arctic shipping lanes. China, calling itself a near-Arctic state, is investing in research, icebreakers, and Greenland's mining projects. Both seek influence over new trade routes and resources. The US sees these moves as direct threats to its interests. Securing Greenland is seen as the best way to counter Russian and Chinese ambitions. The Arctic is now a stage for great power rivalry. Amid the power struggle, Greenland's 57,000 people, mostly Inuit, demand to be heard. They have their own government and a growing independence movement, seeking control over their land and resources. The idea of being sold or annexed is deeply unpopular. Greenland is not for sale, remains the rallying cry. Most Greenlanders oppose US control, fearing exploitation and loss of autonomy. Yet many are open to cooperation if it brings investment and respect for their rights. Recent US threats have sparked anger and anxiety. Greenlanders want partnership, not domination. Their ultimate goal, true independence. Their voices may shape the island's fate as much as any foreign power. America's renewed focus on Greenland blends security fears, economic ambitions, and global rivalry. The island's location is vital for missile defense and monitoring Russian and Chinese activity. Its rare earth minerals and potential energy reserves add to its value. But aggressive US rhetoric has triggered a diplomatic crisis with Denmark and unified European opposition. Greenlanders themselves reject the idea of being annexed, seeking independence instead. The future is uncertain. Escalation could fracture NATO, while diplomacy might yield a new agreement. One thing is clear. The Arctic is now a central stage for global power. Greenland sits at its heart, its fate tied to the world's next moves. What happens here will ripple far beyond the ice. The world is watching the gateway to the north.